Illinois Schoolyard Habitat Action Grant. Schoolyard Habitat Action Grant projects in the Next Generation Science Standards. Grade 1. Developing and using a wildlife habitat area can assist your students in meeting performance expectations of some of the Next Generation Science Standards. In this program, we will provide suggestions for making these connections. Please do not be limited by these suggestions. Your curriculum and your ingenuity are important factors in determining how you utilize the habitat area in your teaching. The interdisciplinary nature of the habitat area can allow you to incorporate other Common Core standards as well. 1-LS1-1. Use materials to design a solution to a human problem by mimicking how plants and/or animals use their external parts to help them survive, grow, and meet their needs. Science and engineering practices. Constructing explanations and designing solutions, disciplinary core ideas, structure and function, information processing, cross-cutting concepts, structure and function. Student observations of the plants and animals in the habitat area can provide real-life examples of adaptations and their functions. In order to be able to solve a human problem by mimicking how animals and plants use their external parts, students must know what the external parts of these organisms are and how they are used. Because the habitat area makes plants and animals easily accessible to students, they have a better chance of watching the structures and behaviors of these organisms. Insects and birds will likely be attracted to your habitat area. A variety of native plant species may be planted. Students can observe these organisms on a regular basis. They can sketch, write, or photograph their observations. From their observations, they can talk about the structures present in the plants and animals and how they are used for survival. A discussion can be held regarding whether or not humans have similar structures, and if so, what those structures are. Ask the students to select a feature of the plant or animal that they have observed in the garden. Each of them should describe how humans would benefit if they had that feature. What changes would be needed for the structure to be effective in humans? Another way to do the activity is to start by developing a list of problems, limitations that humans have physically. Tell them that you want them to find something that is a part of a plant or animal in the habitat area that could help humans overcome one of these problems' limitations. Go outdoors and observe the plants of the garden and the animals that visit or live there permanently. You may want to make observations on several trips to the garden in order to see a variety of species. Discuss the features of the plants and animals that they see. Take photographs so they can look more carefully at the organisms over a longer period of time. How could these features be used to help humans? 1-LS3-1. Make observations to construct an evidence-based account that young plants and animals are like, but not exactly like their parents. Science and engineering practices, constructing explanations and designing solutions, disciplinary core ideas, inheritance of traits, variation of traits, cross-cutting concepts, patterns. Students will be able to make and record observations about plants in the habitat area, as well as animals that visit and/or live in the habitat. Plant observations can occur from either seeds or seedlings through the adult plant stage. Look carefully at the seeds or seedlings. Take photographs of them to use for future reference. Students can record measurements, shapes, growth rate, and other features on a regular basis. Images should be taken over time for comparative purposes. How are the adult plants different from the seeds and seedlings? How are they the same? How do you know when a plant is an adult? If you have the proper plants to attract butterfly females to lay their eggs, students may be able to follow the complete life cycle of these insects. How are the adults different from the young? Some birds may nest in the habitat and can be observed. Other animals may live in the habitat too. Can you tell the adults from the young animals? How?